here we are, the final game of most likely a lot of these kids' minor hockey careers. We'll be back with our better camera angle soon, but first it's a dump in by Grand Lake Wild rather, and it'll go on to Carter, who is starting in net for Tri-County. And a great speech made by tournament organizer Kevin Blackman has done a fantastic job making sure everything runs smoothly and getting this tournament, making it a success. There was a shot on by Davenport. That one just had missed the net. Bring it back. It's kept in. This time by Noble. Cleared along the boards. Up is Emberly. Austin Emberly trying to cut in. Going on Banks. He's going to draw a penalty in the process. And we're going to see our first man advantage of the game. It's going to go to Grand Lake. So it's Murphy in the box, not impressed as he starts this game off on the wrong foot. With a Grand Lake power play, every mistake could be crucial here in this final game. This game decides who takes home the Province. These teams have been a rival both of this year. Tri-County and Grand Lake, known rivals, both coming out of Zone A near the Fredericton area. They battle it out here in Louisville at the K for who takes home the last laugh to take home the entire province. Working in Bailey with a backhand and a Hunter. And he'll make the save. That's Carter rather. Still 0-0 as we start this game off. We currently have close to 200 currently watching. Just first period of play between Grand Lake and Tri-County. We appreciate your support all throughout the tournament and the positive feedback we have been getting. Moving in, Emberly cutting sharp, Shangle shot, and it just hit the back of the net. That one looked to have been close to going in. Emberly had tried to throw that back in front. Bailey wrapping around the net, had tried to see Gunter out in front. He has 3 goals this morning. Bailey waiting, shooting, scores! And it's Grand Lake on the board first from a shot on net from Bailey. It deflected off of it, looks like Gunter, or it will be credited to Bailey. And we have ourselves a 1-0 Wild lead. So Robert Bailey getting on the board for Grand Lake. They're up 1-0. What is bound to be a very close and intense game. Walking in, trying to get a shot off. Tri-County still in the zone. Banked along the boards before being brought out by Grand Lake. They move it out to about the red line, and it gets sent back. Grand Lake still with it. Emberly fighting against Goodhead, turning around, trying to get a shot. Gage Emberly to the blue line. Back behind the net, Sweet of Tri-County. Trying to move his way around the net. Ends up just barely turning it over. This is just going to get out. That's Vahi getting it out for Tri-County. Now fixing a couple little errors with our video feed. Should all be smooth sailing from here. Wild send it in along the wall. Moving back with it is Sweet. Waiting in the corner. A little bank off the boards to Davenport as he escapes the zone. Through the middle, hits Gadet. Captain Gadet in along the left. Pass all the way across. This one not going to hit anybody. Just going to stay inside the zone. That's going to be Timms right off the bench. Pick it up. Pass it in front of the shot. Gadet. That one's turned away. It's Justin Swift in net for Grand Lake. Tommy Carter in net for Tri-County as we start this game off. Grand Lake still in with it, working in, trying to score a beautiful goal with Fastwell. He's been using off his hands all tournament, trying to get around multiple players. It has looked incredible when it has worked. Dempsey thrown along the wall. Davenport trying to go up, blocked by Austin Emberley. He keeps into the zone before being stripped of the puck by Gadet. Moving back for it is Miranda of the Wild. Little pass up, then sent across from Gunther. Working in Austin Emberley, and that's going to be an icing at 11:02 of this first period. Yeah, that's fine. That's my bad. Tri-County retreating it back in their own end. Banks regrouping along the near side. Going up and finding Ogden, who zooms in across the blue line. Had tried to make a pass. That one had been intercepted. Looked like that was courtesy of Bailey. Here's Bailey again, making a nice move, getting around Banks. One-on-one against Dempsey. There's a shot that's saved, made by Carter. Off the draw, Gunter try to put a backhander to the net. Cleared around by Banks. This one going to be blocked in at the line. Everett off the boards and outside the zone he goes. He's going up against Bailey. Trying to throw it to the middle. He tried to hit Murphy, and that one's taken away by Gunter. He now pivots and moves back the other way. This guy's wheeling, stepping in. Toe drag release off the pad of Carter and into the corner. Finding his own rebound is Gunter. Noble, Bailey, Emberley there. Austin Emberley going around the net, leaving it behind. Only one there was Banks of the River Cats. Going up against Bailey, they pin each other up against the boards right in the corner. In with help is Everett. Austin Emberley in there as well for the Wild. It's Emberley and Everett digging at it. Giving a couple of cross-section shoves. Bailey, pass that went through the legs of Noble that had hit. Taking a weird bounce. A shot from Gunter. That one just misses the net. It's going to go back up towards the blue line. Cleared in, Noble off his forehand, going to get it down the ice, and an icing going to be called against Tri-County, and they need a little bit of a break. Have been hounded in their zone for a solid 2 minutes. Grand Lake off the draw, quick shot. This one's deflected, will go up over the net. Here's Paulin. Being pressured by Fastwell. Will try to make a pass, hit up to Davenport. Had ramped off his stick, sent back by Levine. Moving back, Gage Emberley in his own end. With that bright white stick, he's hard to miss, especially with his speed. He sees up to Cypher. Another white stick from Grand Lake. Davenport around the boards. This one deflected and kept in for now. Shot back in, over to Emberley, cutting to the net, to his backhand. It's right loose on the blue paint. Another try, and a save made by Carter as the rebound goes into the corner. Fastwell, unable to hold on with it. Paulin had made a pass behind his back, taken back by Grand Lake, hounding the zone so far. Put in, Sweet. There's a sharp angle shot made. Emberley coming out of nowhere. Another put out in front, Cypher with a chance, and that had gone just through the crease. Sweet trying to work his way up. His pass will go through the legs of a Wild defenseman. Will go back into the zone. Sent off the boards. Cypher working his way in on Sweet. Wild Curl in, Emberly thrown out in front, shot blocked out in front by Gadet on Fasquel. A clutch block. The River Cats have blocked their shots so far, but have had some close calls like this one upcoming. Gage Emberly stepping his way in, had lost the puck, but then got his rebound somehow right on the doorstep. He was right there off an awkward bounce. And this game stays 1-0 Grand Lake. Gadet winning the faceoff, trying to go into the zone. It's shot back in. Gonna move into the Tri-City far corner. Waiting there is Dempsey. Right behind them had been Emberly. Taken away, Gunter. Emberly, little chip to the middle. It bounces up off his skating, goes to the blue line. Gunter. Bailey trying to send that across to Austin Emberly. Emberly picking up near side. We'll go around the boards. Taken Dempsey. Waiting, trying to throw it up the wall. This one blocked. Miranda walking in for the Wild. Going around the net. Having patience. Curling back. Still more patient. Looking out in front. Trying to see a shot. Gunter. Save made by Carter. Thrown to the blue line, but blocked back in by Bailey. Off to Gunter. Gunter goes back up towards the line. Gets it back. Here we go. He's at the hash marks. Waiting. They're running a power play right now on full strength. Gadet had tried to put it around the wall. Taken by Vahi and chipped past Miranda. Skating back for it. Vahi blocking a clear. Trying to get it back. Loose puck. A Wild defenseman had gone tumbling. Going back was Gunter. There's a slap shot that just misses the left post. Wild try to hold it in, and a trip up and coming for Tri-County. And it looks like we're going to have another Grand Lake man advantage. It's an accidental trip. Well, I believe that's Tristan Baker. So Grand Lake off to a 2-minute advantage due to the tripping call on Baker. Moving around the cage was Austin Emberly. Tried to throw that out in front. Goes to the blue line. Miranda fakes a slap shot. Goes across. One-touch pass. Back for Bailey. Curling around Davenport. Bailey stepping in. He shoots. Saved. Rebound. Another save made by Carter. Bailey still with it behind that side of the net. Austin Emberly jamming at it. And it's cleared out to Davenport. Passes over to Murray. And he's now down the ice. Here's a turnover right in front. The shot saved by Swift. And multiple chances at it. And Murphy's getting roughed up after the play. And almost a terrible giveaway made by Grand Lake. Murphy, great on him to pounce on it right in front. Short-handed at that. Miranda overskates it. And there's Murphy right behind him applying forecheck. So he gets a chance and shoots it right on Swift, who covers the majority of all that net. Defensive zone draw for the Wild, who are currently on the power play. Emberly had tried to move a backhand up, and it's shot back down by Murphy. Behind the net of Grand Lake. Miranda left off for Gage Emberly. Has a bit of time and space. Watching him was Murphy. Passes it up to Fasquel. Fasquel in the neutral zone, racing up, trying to make a move. That's taken away. Davenport moving his way in, and a good play by defenseman Scribner, taking away any chance Davenport had. Wild come back with numbers the other way. A small 4-on-3. Stepping up. Here's a toe drag from Fasquel. Never got the shot off. Miranda stepping around the zone. He shoots. Saved by the blocker of Carter. Rebound sent out to the blue line. Here's another chance. And another save made by Carter. Looking out in front. Fasquel. Emberly, the shot turned away by Carter. He has his helmet off. And that'll cause play to come to a halt. And what tremendous play so far from Tri-County. A shot from the blue line, a blast made by Kaylin Jenkins, starting off everything. Raina Lane with you here from the K Arena in the finals of the Hockey New Brunswick U18C Provincials, which has been an outstanding tournament by the organizers and the players and the skill that we've seen. There's a shot saved by the pads of Carter. So just 10 seconds left with Baker in the box. Winning the draw, wild shot, save, blocker, and another try from Emberly that's wide of the net. Didn't have much of an angle to shoot on. Man advantage now expired, full strength. Baker's gone to the bench, replacing him. And the puck just gets outside the zone. Gunter's forced to shoot it back. Sweet behind his cage, waiting, then passing it up for Underwood, who had tried to put that out to center. Cleared in by Jenkins. Sweet back in his own end, pass in the middle, good at, has to think quickly and gets it to Underwood. Underwood going to his bench. Waits and stops, goes back to their defense. Sweet over the line, working in now against the blue line. Gets down deep in the wild end. Jenkins around the boards past Underwood, kept it at the line. Cross ice pass, it tried to get to Goodet. This one's gonna get out into the neutral zone and shot in by Underwood. Again, Jenkins gonna move it in along the wall, kept in by Paulin. Davenport off the bench, pass to Underwood, trying to get a shot off. Here's Davenport again, that moves his way into the corner. Davenport, you gotta look out for him. He scores about 2 or 3 goals per game. A man who you don't want to give up the puck to in the slot. Wild, they come speeding back the other way. It's Bailey coming up the left to the middle. One-timer just missed wide of the net. Another try goes to the side of the net. And again, another whistle desperately needed for Tri-County. I believe that was Bailey and Gunter on a 2-on-1. Bailey had led it, and rather it's Austin Emberly that he saw perfectly backdoor and just didn't get enough of it. And we have some equipment issues here with Carter on the net. We'll be back to resume first period action. Grand Lake 1, Tri-County still no score. It's the final game of the HNB Provincials here on Maritime Stream Team. Face-off taken by the Wild. They try a shot. That's blocked in the Wild. The River Cats go back the other way. Everest had tried to make a pass, and Emberly slides, blows a tire, and goes hard into the boards. Timms goes to Davenport, to Murray. Murphy over Everett. Scores! It's Aiden Everett getting the scoring started off for Tri-County. And they have tied this game up with 3:12 left to go in the first period. And what a play from Davenport, getting it to Murphy, who had deked around one defenseman. Instead of trying to deke around more, just saw Everett right in front of him, and he makes no mistakes going to the net. And he has the equalizer in this game. Off the face-off dot, lost by Davenport, stepping in, Emberly cutting in with barely possession. He shoots a shot and a save made by Carter, and a penalty coming up against Grand Lake, or against Tri-County rather, excuse me. And it looks like it's going to be Gage Dempsey, the culprit for Tri-County. Looks like it's going to be a hook. And here's the chance from Emberly, shooting right on Carter. Again, managing to make the save. 3 minutes left to go in period one. It has been action-packed so far. Second and third bound to be even better. One-timer saved by Carter. Right off the bat, Gage Emberly having another try at the 1T. Again, Grand Lake winning the draw. It's sent across. Miranda's going to try a shot. It's not redirected, and it goes wide of the net. Bailey, he's in the rush quickly and keeping the zone. Banks trying to pit it up behind the net. Moves his way around Cypher, and he'll end up finding some space to send it all the way down the ice. Tri-County still with possession. It's Banks. Going to make no mistakes putting it down as he had some time to go with him. Miranda I tried to flip it on the glass, and it looks like it was hit down with a high stick. Draw going back into the zone of Grand Lake. After quickly winning the faceoff, they go back up with speed. Taken away after delay offside. They'll go back. It's Gunter circling around Davenport. Working in. Gunter still in the corner with it, looking at a front one-timer. They score! Grand Lake gets their lead back again. Austin Emberly, who is positioned perfectly out in the high slot, gets a pass from Ty Gunter. And Grand Lake is back in the lead off the man advantage. After a quick face-off. Fastwell leaving that one off for Gunter, entering the zone, protecting the puck. Fastwell still with it. Now it's poked. Fastwell in the feet, the shot. Taken away and banked off the boards by Tri-County. Vahi stepping up out of the zone, trying to see Underwood on the opposite side. Working back in is Bailey with a drive. That's saved off the pad of Carter. Sweet. Back for Tri-County. Tried to go off the board. Taken away by Emberly. Pass out in front. The shot by Fastwell is saved by the blocker of Carter. Working around again. Out in front, the shot from Gunter deflected off a foot. And will now go to Underwood. Underwood trying to flip it out at his blue line. Will try to go across. That one's taken away by Grand Lake, who have played an amazing first period so far, generating more shots, winning more faceoffs, and having more time on attack than their opposition. A shot that's deflected. Emberly's going to have another try. Loose at the front. Gunter with a backhand attempt. It's taken away by Gaudette. Moving a pass over across. Moving in is Murphy. On his backhand. Hits the brakes. Tries a shot. That one never got through. There's Miranda being shaken up on some traffic. Now going up for Grand Lake, trying to enter the zone, leading the rush there. Was Fastwell before being stripped of the puck. Paulin stepping in for Tri-County. Paulin in, trying to center that one out in the slot, and it's whacked away by Swift. Grand Lake coming back the other way. Fastwell up against the boards. Davenport across, trying to send that out in front was Emberly. Paulin trying to move that along the boards. Kept in, walking in. There's a pass to the middle that was intended for Emberly. Gonna try another one. Cleared outside the zone. Potential breakaway. Davenport, that's 5 seconds. Davenport all alone. Shot save made by Swift. And now we'll end off our period with a breakaway from Liam Davenport. And those are known to go in when Davenport's all alone. But here, goaltender Justin Swift with an absolute clutch save in the dying seconds of the first period. We'll end the first period off with a 2-1 Grand Lake lead here on Maritime Stream Team. And here we go, dropping the puck on period 2. It's a quick flip up from the Grand Lake defense. Shot in by Gunter. They'll go around the boards as they quickly start with some offensive zone possession. Shot in and caught by Dempsey. Dempsey with the little flip out to neutral zone. Taking it as Everett. He has the goal so far for Tri-County. Passing up, trying to get that one to Bailey, stumbling a little bit, so it's turned over and back for Everett. Everett stepping in, shooting, it'll go to the back boards. Rimmed on this one past Emberly, shot back in behind. This one goes past Jenkins, over for Murphy. Murphy giving it away, it's Gunter. Not a man you want to see leading the rush if you're an opposite team. Jenkins intercepting a pass, walking in, he's just offside in doing so. Winning the draw is Grand Lake. Quickly spinning around, throwing in the zone is Fastwell. Moving in, Emberly trying to make a move, cutting one too many times and then shooting it wide of the net. Emberly still with it in the zone. Trying to move around, drops it off for DeBoover. Tri-County up with speed. Gadet trying to move his way around the defense, going around the net. Pressure from Jenkins. Now Emberly there as well. Ogden leaving it off. Gadet trying to go across, waiting and trying to get a shot off. It's in his feet. Vahi and now puts it in the feet of Gage Emberly, and it goes quickly back the other way. Emberly working in, will shoot it. That'll miss the net. Now go to the side. Cypher in for the Grand Lake. Ogden trying to get it off. There's a shot from Jenkins to the blue line that takes a weird direction and just misses the net. Noble shooting outside. It's deflected outside the zone, and it's a foot race for it. Vahi looked like he could have won it for Tri-County, but skating back with speed is Jenkins of the Wild, and potentially saving a goal with the back check. Bailey had tried to move it to the middle. In the Grand Lake offensive zone, they put it to the side of the net, still loose. It was shot up towards the blue line, towards Levine, and now shot out. This one's just gonna miss the net of Swift. And we'll go back to the other side of the ice. Still in the Tri-County zone, a 2-1 game in favor of Grand Lake. That has been going back and forth the entire time throughout the course of this game, starting off with a Grand Lake goal. The Tri-County had tied it up. And ever since then, it's been all Grand Lake, and there's a shot that goes up and above, and we'll go out of play. Off the draw that had gone to the right of Carter. Thrown out in front, loose, they score! Looks like it's Robert Bailey that strikes to make it 3-1 now for Grand Lake. And Grand Lake now takes a 3-1 lead. Again, it's those passes from the side of the net that find their way into the slot. They have a player positioned perfectly, and they fired in to the cage. It started off in the first period with Bailey. He just got a second of the game with assist from Austin Emberly and Jenkins. Then it was Everett from Davenport. Then Austin Emberly from Fastwell for the Wild, and Bailey now makes it 3-1. Grand Lake now getting a 2-goal lead. Now physicality ramping up. Tri-County out in their own zone. Murphy skating in his corner. around for Paulin. Paulin pass up to neutral zone, right against their blue line. Levine stepping back after stripping a Tri-County player of the puck. Levine behind the net, looking to pass someone out in front. He had tried, and it was almost intercepted by Paulin. Now taken away, Grand Lake again, one-timer, just missing the net. Here's another try, Gunter with a shot that just misses the net. Now it's railed off the boards, will go all the way down, taken by Bailey. Going along the center circle, trying a toe drag, left off for Emberly, and he couldn't quite get a shot off. Gunter blows a tire and falls down in the corner. Now taken around by Murphy. He waits and looks, realizes he has some time. Some wild players need to go off for a change. Pass up, stepping in the offensive zone. What a move, the shot just off the iron. What a move from Paulin of the Tri-County River Cats. And now Emberly going back the other way, defended by Sweet, moving in. Here's another try and a save made by Carter. Rebound almost taken by Emberly. He had his stick tied up. Underwood moving back for the River Cats. Sent across for Sweet on defense. Sweet trying to flip it up. That went off the head of Emberly. Now he gets it back and lays a backhander for Fasquell. Stepping in, trying to get across Sweet. Fasquell maybe all alone, walking into his backhand. Save made as he made his way behind the net. Davenport moving back the other way for the River Cats up with speed. Davenport in the slot, shot, another save made by Swift. Like a shootout right now, breakaways left and right being saved by both Swift and Carter. Goes all the way back for Timms, back in the Tri-County end. They have a puck battle right against the ring-out line. Gunter stepping in for the Wild, try to move it to the side of the net. Fasquell battling loose for Timms. Around the boards it'll go. Pinning it up against himself is Murphy. No one there, so he makes a pass for Davenport. Davenport steps in, lays a pass for Vahi. Vahi trying to step in around Scribner. That puck's loose and fired away. Fasquell, a pass that had tried to get over to DeBoover, now sent all the way down the ice. Now going to be picked up by Dempsey in the near corner. Dempsey, a shot, deflected off his skate. This one's not going to have enough to go for an icing. Shot all the way back. Scribner around the boards, trying to get that to Miranda. Kept in by Tri-County, flipped up. Bailey getting it and evading two Tri-County players. Bailey stepping in, pass to the middle. Here's a shot coming up with the save here from Carter. Realized that high in the air after a puck battle for it. It finds its way in the corner. Brought back up by the River Cats. On Scribner, it's cleared and will be fired against the boards. In the corner, Miranda battling with Vahi and Godet, picked up by Bailey, just swinging in. Bailey, pass, intercepted by Godet. Godet waits and moves his way down low, past a couple, taken down, and we're going to have a penalty coming up against Grand Lake. So Godet with not only some great forechecking, he also draws a penalty in the process. So it'll be a Tri-County power play for the next 2 minutes here at 8:23, the second period. I'd like to appreciate everyone following along from home. We got 250 following along the finals for Provincials from two rival teams. Grand Lake and Tri-County have seen each other many times before and now meet in the finals. And what is most likely both their teams' last game of the year. A quick chance trying to send it out in front. Taken away, and we have what looks to be the net loose. Face-off won by Tri-County. Taken Everett. That one picked off, and Emberley will fire it in with his backhand. Blocked by Carter. In there's Banks. Trying to go around the board. It's deflected to the middle, and that one just too far. It was shot back out by McGee. Moving back for it. Underwood stepping in. May have a shot. Underwood just is out of his reach. Now centers it back in front. That had blocked off of McGee as he now goes behind the net, trying to clear. That went in the equipment of Gaudette, making a pass over to Everett in his skates. Everett up to the blue line. Here's a shot. That one's not going to miss the mark. Underwood. Now to Gaudette, who tries to play it to the blue line. There's Emberley and a Tri-County player colliding. And it looks like this one's going against Emberley, although this collision looked to have been accidental. We're going to have a 5-on-3 now for Tri-County. Emberley had looked to just lose the puck and hit into Noble. And it looked like Noble nor Emberley knew any of them was coming. We're going to have a Tri-County 5-on-3 here. And that one's going to last just under a minute. Tri-County struggling to get outside of their own zone. Not a good start to a very limited 5-on-3. Stepping up, Davenport trying to go across. It's Murphy defended by McGee. The blue line, Paulin across. Sweet waits and fires, and that one just misses the net. Off a scrum to the line. Waiting, going down low to Paulin. Now goes behind the net, chipping it off the boards is Jenkins, and will clear it down the ice. And that will get rid of the 5-on-3. And now it's just a man advantage for now just over 50 seconds. Move down, it's Jenkins again on the penalty kill. Is able to throw it down past Carter. Carter waits, throws it out to his defense. Off the board, this one's out of the reach of Poland. Will go to Miranda. And he'll make another play, throwing that down to Bailey. Trying to get around Everett now. Bailey pins himself up right next to his own bench. Then we'll shoot it down past Carter. A tremendous penalty kill so far by Grand Lake. Tri-County working their way up. Davenport, that's a pass right through center that gets picked off. Miranda skating into the zone, waiting, trying to toe drag. And that one's picked off by the Tri-County defense, being Sweet. Sweet going across. Banks trying to get a pass up to Murphy. Davenport now gives it that boost it needed. It's taken away by DeBoover. Penalties now over as we get to the final 5 here of the period 2. There's a shot, they score! And right after killing off a 5-on-3, looks like that's Austin Emberley that'll find it out in the slot, and that's now going to be 4-1 in favor of Grand Lake. Now Grand Lake up to a 3-goal lead, as there's now under 5 minutes left to go rather in the second. There's a shot gloved down by Swift. Grand Lake with all the momentum on their side after killing off a 5-on-3. Bit of a lengthy one at that. And then they get on the board right after. So having a flood after the second period, could benefit Tri-County here, needing to calm down, knowing they need at least 3 more goals to get back into this one. It's flipped high and into the Grand Lake zone. Shot back by Miranda and taken by Gage Emberley. That's Cypher rather entering the zone across the blue line. Working up, try to get that to Everett. Everett spinning around, trying to get around to Boover. Shoves him out of the way and will dump it back behind the net. Now moving their way into the corner, Miranda and Everett. It's sent to the far corner. Gage Emberley flipping it high. This one will go in the direction of Dempsey, but be taken by Cypher. He shoots. That one, a light pad save made by Carter. This one going all the way down the ice will not have enough to be icing. But around his own cage is Haley. Hitting the brakes, now trying to stretch his man. Working up, here's Bailey firing, and it's off the pad of Carter. Bouncing puck, trying to take that out of the zone is Davenport. Gunter put into the corner for Fastwell, moving his way around Sweet. Faking and trying to go out in front of the net. Now up to the blue line, shot in by Miranda. In the opposite corner, the rebound's taken by Bailey. Takes his time, a backhand out in front of one-timer attempt that was in midair. And now Tri-County takes it and goes back the other way. With a bit of speed now, trying to climb in was Kenny. While go back the other way, Bailey faking the drive. And tried to put it to the middle. Miranda down in the ringette line. I tried to send that back up to Gunter, and it'll be chopped outside the zone by Tri-County. Haley, a little flip. This will be caught by Davenport as he just tries to stay on side. And it's just deemed offside afterwards. Now under 3 to go here in period 2 of the final game of the season. Wild and Rivercats here on MST. Levine taking it for Grand Lake. Trying to move in, was stopped by Emberley and will now be throwing it into the zone. Behind the net, Gage Emberley still with it on his backhand. Waiting, trying to look out in front. On his backhand, he shoots, he scores! And it's Gage Emberley striking again. And it's going to be a 5-1 game now. Tri-County needs to stop the bleeding as a backhand shot through traffic finds its way by Carter. And it's now 4-1. The latest Tri-County goal at 5:09 was from Gage Emberley and assisted by Miranda. And this one again, it's from Gage Emberley. We'll wait to see the assists. And it looks like we have a Grand Lake penalty. The goal scorer, Emberley, heading to the box. So a Tri-County power play here, hoping to get at least 1 goal before the start of the 3rd period. And hoping to get at least some of the momentum back. Grand Lake riding high now with 3 straight goals in this hockey game. Killing the penalty well, Miranda being shoved down as it's sent back into the zone of neutral. Put it in, Levine. I tried to send it in past Gunter. Moving back, Everett in the middle. Upended by Gunter, and it'll be shot back into the end of Tri-County. Rivercats start the rush. Bring it up is Paulin. Not passing, skating in, trying to make it past Levine. Successfully does. Paulin still with it, looking out in front of the net. Behind the net he goes, battling with Levine. Paulin still with it, on his backhand, trying to get a little pass over. And it now goes out. Sent in by Ogden. Davenport behind the net, waiting and tried to slide over in front. Rimmed along the board, stopped by Paulin. Up to the blue line, back to Paulin. Paulin waiting, had given a little bump to Scribner. Now it's taken away by Gunter, and we have a penalty coming up. Looked like to have been behind the play. It's touched up by, looked like it was both teams. And it looks like it's Paulin of Tri-County going to the box. Alexis Paulin still unsure of exactly what had happened. And exactly a minute left in the second. Paulin to the box, so it's now 4-on-4 to start off this game. Battling behind the Tri-County net. Brought up by the Wild, waiting. There's a shot that's saved by Carter. Here's another chance. McGee turning in, trying to get a backhand back door. And that one's taken away by the River Cats and shot in by Davenport. May have thought he was shorthanded as he dumped it in. There's 2 penalties on the board for Tri-County. And they are on a 4-on-3. So it looks like there was 2 penalties to Tri-County. And now only 1 for Grand Lake. So it's a 4-on-3 man advantage for Grand Lake. Now 2 Grand Lake players had come on, a penalty upcoming. It's head contact. So as of right now, it's a 5-on-3. This will probably end up a 4-on-3. Bailey's heading to the box. We have just over a minute of 4-on-3, and then it'll be sorted out once we come back for the third. 18 seconds left of period 2. We appreciate everyone watching in on MST. Between the finals, it's the Wild and the River Cats. Walking with Emberley, delayed offside. Finding it is Davenport. Skating around his own end. Passing up for Banks. He gets left off. There's a shot on net that's wide. And that is all she wrote for the second period. A well-played second period by Grand Lake. Scoring 3 goals and going up 5-1 here, taking advantage of this period 2. Those goals scored by Bailey, assisted by Gunter. Gage Emberley, assisted by Miranda. And Gage Emberley, assisted by Austin Emberley at 2:28. That's our latest goal. Stick around for 10 minutes after the intermission, and we'll be back for third period action to crown our champions of the province. And it'll be either the Wild or the River Cats here on Maritime Stream Team. Miller getting it out, stepping his way, shoots! And what a save from Golan, he didn't know where. Lightning offensive zone time, blue line, the shot just misses the net. One by Blackman, skating up Emberly, waiting, shooting, denied by puck towards Golan, he swats it away, blue line, move back towards the crease. On the corner, Bailey right through the one there. And the Lightning have been lucky not surrendering a couple goals. There's a shot that's turned away by the delayed penalty. Another one coming up against the Lightning. Emberly in, saucer pass. The shot turned away by the block. Skating back up. McGee waiting, shooting just over the cage. The middle, and just couldn't able to get a shot as that one. Here's another shot turned away by the check. Clear back up, one-on-one, skating in. The shot moving to his backhand, and Golan putting his brakes out in the corner, then making a nice pass up for Emberly. Going up against one, and another penalty coming. The only 3 goals that came from Grand Wild. There's a shot denied by Golan. It's under him. Where is side of the net? Golan, Liadet. Behind the net, we're going to have a penalty. So currently in the box for Louisville is Malachi McNaughton. He is serving a too many men penalty. Backhander to the side. Well, there's Kennedy. There's a pass. Intercepted. Working in toe drag. The shot blocked by the skate. And a very dangerous chance, but Gallant standing tall. Again, another chance. Throw it in front. They score. We'll be back with the third. Walking in, Leclerc. The shot. Score. Leclerc 2-on-1. Hammer cutting wide. Tried to throw that out in the crease, and that one's covered. None. Quickly turned around. The Wild go back the other way. Great defense back by Alex Avon. Skinny with speed. Avon almost all alone. Far shot. And that moving up is Kennedy. Cutting wide. Throwing it in the corner. Gazard out in front for Kennedy. And it's given away. The Wild go back. The shot blocked by the shin pads of Vida. A rebound denied by against the wall. Emberly working the shot. Denied again by the pad. Then that one up over for Doan. He was battling in the corner. Doan out in front. The pass. Who will get a shot off? Still loose. They score. Doan. DeBoover. Upending him. Finding at the Riet line. The shot turned away by Gallant. It's Blackman that had a shot off. That had looked to be, I believe it was Scrimmer at the blue line. A shot denied by. Off the draw out in front. Denied by Gallant. Rebound still loose in the blue paint. Lose it within in their own end. Trying nifty dangles. Fast goal into his forehand. Denied by. Trying to throw that out. Emberly up against the boards. Blocked in. And a center. Emberly rather. Trying to work his way again. Has a shot. Fires. And that's blocked. Pass along the red line. Pass attempt. Didn't go through. Second try to Kennedy. Here's Gazard. The shot turned away by the 4-2. Now moving in, fast goal, the shot. That one didn't get through. Another chance off the pad of, but a toe drag, fast goal in, the shot. Above the net it goes, and he, again, just held in for the moment. Now taking back, fast goal, the shot. Again, another save from a little breather after being hounded, but here comes Everly up with speed. Drop pass, slap shot, and another great bank down. Emberly again. One behind the cage, loose to the front, the shot, they score! Off the draw. James that tried to push it out. Kennedy back in, pass, Gazard, the shot, and turned away. Little tap up to Kennedy. Goes rink wide. Matthews, what a move. Jackson Matthews, backhander, just misses his way back in. The shot, where is it? Rebound, still loose on Gallant. Emberly up with speed. Austin Emberly still with the shot. Saved by Gallant. Blue line, Blackman. Sent down. I've won the shot, score. Still left to go. It's a 5-3 game in favor of the Wild, and it looks like they give the puck away. Let them touch it. There's a shot, save, rebound, score. Rebound, still loose to the side of the net. Where is it behind the net? And I believe the shot, another save. Period 1. Sent to the blue line. From Broderick, there's a shot, saved by McCormick, and good defense played by Legacy. There's a sharp angle shot, saved and turned away. Savoie skating back. Again, Savoie curling on the right, the shot, and a save made. Along right near the net line. Capitals get it back. Sharp angle shot again. Turned away. Taking Gillis. There's a soft pass. There's a shot that just misses again by KV. faster. The little flip move right out in front of the shot. Saved by McCormick, his own player. Maybe now potentially developing a 2-on-1. And great defense. Hugo Alcino on a 2-on. Way up to the blue line. Isaac. There's a shot. Save. The blue line fires. That one's blocked. That goes right in the feet of Legacy. He tries to move it towards the net. Still poked for a trip. Here's Thomas. Legacy one-timer deflected way above the net. Picking up with speed, McNeil. McNeil in along the left. Shoots off the post. It looked. He makes a nice pass up. Working his way. McNeil trying to cut in past Arsenault. McNeil to his forehand. Turned away. And the Lucas McNeil so far. Plenty of chances. In come the Vikings with a shot. Waiting has a bit of time. Not too much, however. Vikings come back in. There's a pass to the middle. Moving up is Mays. Mays trying to go back door in the chain on his backhand. Still looking for a pass. Leaves it off. Unable to get a shot as Isaac. Goes up to the line. Sava winds up with a drive. Deflected and saved. One. He goes in. Gets a little bump over from Gracewood. And a slot. Doing a spin around before going to Bernatchez. Back behind the net. Baban walks up toward the blue line. Waiting. There's a drive. Deflected off the post. Baban once more. Sets across. One-timer from Legacy. Turned away. Baban once more. Sets across. One-timer from Legacy. Turned away. The rebound. They score. Picking up and trying to take it to the middle. There's a pass. A shot saved by Matt. Have to keep the zone. McNeil hits the brakes. A shot from the blue line. That one's off the pad. Deflected. And off the pad of McKinnon again. Other shots. Glove down. Pressure down by Arsenault. Pinning his man up. And that leads to his team taking outside the zone. Maintain across the blue line. There she was north. The pass. Score! Here's Baban. Short-handed. Another try. That one saved and turned up. Gets past one. McNeil. Sharp angle. Shot turned away by McKinnon. Another. Norse Vikings. Intense puck battles right next to the KV bench. Brought in. Here's Gillis trying to extend his way behind the net. Taken. Shot back towards the end of the Vikings. Nice little toe drag move from Driscoll. Trying to get in. He's the way. Working up with speed. Potential 3-on-1. McNeil end to end and couldn't get a shot off side of the net. Covered. Vikings skated back in. What a move by Isaac. The shot saved. Caps working back with speed. What a stick lift. Shot from McNeil. And flashing the. Gone through. Here's Thomas, sharp angle shot. That one had went just above the crease, and there's a thus far. They've gone one shortly after one ended. One-timer from Parker. Just barely kept in. There's another shot to tempt Driscoll. Across in the left, making his way past a couple. Driscoll to the net, and a match for Lohman. He has a shot that's deflected off the stick of a defender. And here we are still 5-on-5. And Cats off to another power play. And there's a loose scramble right next to attack call. There's a stretch pass that hits the man. There's a pass. Mays with a shot. Trying to go. Potentially end this last game. McNeil. That's Mays rather trying to cut across. Stopped by the KV defenseman. Savoie to the empty net. That goes right in the mouth. Shoved against the wall by Steers. The battling up against the wall is defending the crease for Dieppe. The sharp angle shot from the wall. That's it. And here we are back for period 3. We'll get our better camera angle up and running here momentarily, but here's Gunter rather, throwing out in front. Had taken a bounce. Another try that's saved by Carter. Skating back up with speed. Murphy working up the wing. Pass to the middle, intercepted by Miranda. Wild bring it back in. Here's a shot that's again saved by Carter. The rebound. Murphy, it came sliding in. There's Davenport. Rimming it across. Murphy moving back, then pass back to Banks, who ices it down. Currently 4-on-3. And this one in favor of Grand Lake. Here we go, back with it here. There's a shot made. We'll go rim around. Another shot blocked, this time by Jenkins. Both players out of the box now for Tri-County. So Tri-County is now on a 5-on-4 for about 30 seconds. There'll be a whistle, even strength at 13:47 in the third. We saw a 5-1 game in favor of Grand Lake. It's still a man advantage here for Tri-County, just not for very long. Ogden skating up, trying to cut to the middle, still working his way in, dropped off. Gadet steps in, the shot saved by Swift. Rebound still loose at the front, and there's a big cross check to the head. Now we're going to have a 5-on-3 for 2 seconds. And then another power play up incoming for Tri-County. There's a shot saved by Swift. Now here's a Tri-County man advantage. There's Carter sprawling out on the ground. Tri-County still continuing a power play. The shot side of the net. It went originally from Emberly. It had been stopped mostly by Carter, but it just almost went by Bailey. Battling with Noble. It goes to the line. Cleared across. Tri-County struggling to leave their zone on the man advantage. Not a good sign as we head down to our last period of play of the season with provincial action of the finals between Grand Lake and Tri-County. River Cats with it in the neutral zone. Podin. I pass it across to Murphy. Back for Everett. Everett stepping into the zone, trying a shot that had been blocked and then sent to the front. Roomed around. Podin waiting in the hash marks. Trying to step around Emberly. Podin back with it. One timer from the blue line. Saved. Rebound. Turnaround shot from Murphy. Another one saved by Swift. Podin tried to keep it in. A little bit of a collision near the Grand Lake bench, and will now go down with Carter. Behind the net, Noble. Waiting with a pass up, and a one-touch pass attempt to Davenport. Trying to find it. It's back in the middle. Cleared back to Carter, who makes the save, and now taken by Davenport. Pass down the middle, taken in by Gunter. Gunter moving in, losing his balance, taken back by Davenport. As the power play has now expired for Tri-County. Moving in, Davenport stepping in with a shot that's saved and gloved by Swift. It works. Grand Lake bringing up with speed. Emberly work it in on Banks. What a move, Emberly, and a great save made by Carter. Emberly to the middle, trying to get that one over to DeBoover. Another backhand try that's saved away by Carter. Blue line. There was a pass made from Cypher that will go all the way back down to the Grand Wild zone. There's Kennedy trying to stop it. It's sent by Emberly. Moved across. DeBoover headmanning his way in, sending it across. Kennedy just a bit misplayed. Emberly trying to throw that on in front, bring it back up. Here's Banks. Speeding down the right. Banks cutting in on his defense. Banks to the middle. The shot saved, and the rebound still loose, and it made its way to the side of the net. And a whistle here. It looks like we may have a penalty being called. And it looks like it's against Braden Miranda. So Tri-County will have another look at the man advantage. Last one not looking also good. But they look to turn the tides here with this one. Grand Lake with it in their own zone. That was dangerously close out in front in the net. Everett going to turn around and put it to Banks at the blue line. Banks stepping in, firing save. Rebound Everett, another try, and another save made by Swift. Moving back, Gunter will shoot it all the way back down. It's Carter. Lifting a pass to Banks. He misplays, and it fans on it a little bit. Bailey stepping in, going between his legs, trying to find the middle of the zone. Still curling in, getting his stick tied up, and what a good penalty kill here from Bailey. He's still within the offensive zone. Falling down is Banks, and Bailey still with the puck. Throw that out of front. Try to get that one over to Gunter. Back behind the net from Kennedy. Banks throwing it up. This may have touched. It looked like it did touch Jenkins. Down in his zone, Jenkins falling, and he tries to clear it over Paulin. So no icing. Paulin stepping back with the puck, trying to make a pass. It's a giveaway. Stepping back, it is Gunter before it's stolen right back by Paulin. Paulin stepping in with a drop pass. Shot out, blocked off the feet of Noble. Curling back is Bailey. It has been an absolutely stellar penalty killer so far. Here's a stretch pass. Stepping in is Gunter. May have some space. The shot saved by Carter. Again, these goalies have been coming up clutch for both of their respective teams so far. As now Tri-County heads back the other way. Quickly shot back by Grand Lake. So far, no whistles on this power play, and have been mostly dominated by Grand Lake. Noble leaving a pass off for Vahi over for Everett. Everett stepping into the zone, walking the line, collides with a man. Noble stepping in, trying to get a shot. Now it goes down low. Vahi curling back and trying to see the front of the net. Tangled up with a Grand Lake defenseman. Now then following the wall. Grand Lake getting out of the zone. Power play now expired. So a great penalty kill for Grand Lake. Here come the River Cats in with a shot. And that one goes above the net. Another try. Easy pad save made by Swift. Grand Lake ringing along the boards, making a perfect pass. Working it as Cypher. In on Noble, now meets Gadet. Cypher in with it, try to cut to the middle, and that was set to the net and wired off the boards by Noble. Again, no icing as it goes back to the Grand Lake zone. Shot in, and we'll finally have an icing call and a break. 5-1 Wild still. Continuing the period off as we started. 5-1 Grand Lake. And it looks like we'll have the face-off at center ice. Taken by Goodette of the River Cats. And won by Grand Lake. Shooting it off a body into the zone. Dempsey chasing after it. So is DeBoover. Bringing it back out. It's a pass. It was across from Underwood. Now given away. Here's another intercepted pass. It's Goodette stepping in on a collision. There in the corner. Looked like that one's on Miranda. To the blue line. Timms trying to set that one down low. Flipped out by Grand Lake. Moving back for it, Tri-County. It was Dempsey trying to get it around. There was Goodette thrown in front from Gunter. And the buzzer goes off. Still 6:34 left to go in the period.
Sorry about that, guys. There's some tape on the buzzer here. Just twisted the cable. We're going to do the information draw. Winning ticket 8058742. Liz Bailey. Come see this guy right here. If you scream again, you're going to do it. Scream again, you're going to do it. There she is under the pen. All right, sorry about the buzzer, guys. It really was this piece of tape on this switch here, so we're going to start running.
And after a bit of discussion, it was a defensive zone draw for the River Cats. They quickly bring it out. It's Davenport, has Everett with him. Davenport waits, shoots, and off the bar it goes. Shot out by Grand Lake in the neutral ice. Timms going up against the boards with DeBoover. Bring it back in as Everett. Falling down, and now goes back to Gunter for the Wild. Gunter stepping in, hitting the brakes, waiting and trying to shoot it into the neutral zone. Stopped by Everett, taken by Timms. Timms waits, tries to shoot it up, bringing it in as Davenport. Wild bringing it up with speed, working in, cutting to the middle, all alone, backhand, and just missing the net. Fast goal, showing off his hands and speed again, managing to get on a breakaway for a brief second. Now trying to throw that back out. It's to the blue line. Shot deflected. Fast goal. Again, the shot save made by Carter. And his blocker falls off in the process. He's going to go over a couple equipment repairs. Here, a turnaround shot from Fast goal. He didn't get any of it. kept in by Emberly. Bailey trying to step to the middle. That one's in the feet of Noble. Putting it to the corner, Emberly trying to lift his stick. They battled in the corner for it before it's ridden around by Gadet. Taken by Ogden. Passed in the middle. Bring it up. Kenny waits, tries to fire. And it's taken away by Grand Lake. Now Emberly working back up. Going against Banks. And back checking with some speed is Ogden. He's able to free the puck. Taking it back. Sweet. Drop pass. Kenny with a drive. That one had been blocked right in front of him. Now a one-on-one. It's Banks. He was defending. Unable to pinpoint exactly who, but going back. Gadet trying to pass it through. That one's picked off by Miranda as he skates back in his own end. Comes to the middle. Back skates in reverse. Goes to the blue line. And tried to pass that one across into center ice. Sweet passing up through the middle. Trying to get that one over to Kenny. Brought back. Emberly cutting to the middle to his back end pass. Sweet waits. Emberly backdoor pass. And that one had just gone through the skates of a River Cat player. And that'll go for a stoppage of play at just over 4 minutes left in the contest between Grand Lake and Tri-County. Up with it is Everett of Tri-County, sending it across. Vahi stepping in the corner, being pressured from Jenkins. Jenkins going around the boards, back with Vahi, sent down. Now still in the Grand Lake defensive zone. They quickly bring it out off the far wall. Pass across to try to get that one across. Noble passing up again. Far wall had tried to hit Vahi. Now skating back with it is Jenkins. Jenkins of the Wild skating around the boards. Caught and shot in by Paulin. River Cats keep it in the zone. It's Vahi. Now keeping it in is Noble. Again, Grand Lake can have another try, and it's flipped out. Moving back with it is Noble. Trying to shove it against the wall. This one blocked in. That pass had been left off by Reese, and now goes back the other way. A River Cat goes down, and this may be a penalty against Grand Lake. So it's going to be another River Cat man advantage. That's going to be number 91, Ethan Haley, to the box. A quick whistle off the stoppage of Swift. Now just 2:45 left to go in the third period. It's been an extremely well played game by Grand Lake, to say the least. But Tri-County cannot underestimate them. It has been a fantastic goalie performance from both of the tenders in the net. Swift from Grand Lake and Carter from Tri-County. Here's Bailey stepping in, trying to go between the legs, pass it in front. The shot that's just above the net of Carter. Here's DeBoover going back behind the net, trying to shove that one out in front. And net appears to be off, or something about Carter's equipment again. And we'll have a timeout, and we'll be back with action for the final 2 minutes of the HNB Provincials between the Wild and the River Cats here on MST. Quickly off the draw, going behind the net. DeBoover, short-handed still, and Grand Lake has just had a masterclass of a penalty kill to end off the finals. And a masterclass on defense. Has been a great game played all around. Behind the net, Miranda waits and will fire, and it'll go 200 feet the length of the ice. Carter gonna step out and chop it over for Banks. Banks stepping in across the line, moving in, trying a toe drag. This one's taken by DeVuber, flipped off the glass and outside into neutral ice. Underwood moving back with it for Tri-County. Trying to pass it into the feet of Gaudette. Taken back by Emberly as he works his way into the zone. Tri-County exiting their zone. So we'll have our weak camera angle for this game. We'll have our camera on the ice at the buzzer, don't you worry. The pass through the middle, taken away by Grand Lake. Power play now expired. Last minute of play in what has been an amazing tournament. And Grand Lake is up 5-1 on Tri-County. Quickly sent away by goaltender Carter. Moving up, Gaudette across the line. Stepping in, the crowd now gets hyped as we get less than 30 seconds. Rimmed around the boards. Wild move it out. They come into the zone, less than 15 to go. Stepping in, slowly working. There's a shot made by Pede. Moving around Emberly. Less than 5 seconds, another shot on Carter. And this sends it. Grand Lake, the province is yours. Grand Lake takes home the victory, 5-1, and they are your 2025 Hockey New Brunswick U18C Provincial Champions. It happened here, all on MST. And what a game played. That ends off their season for many grads of Grand Lake. They get to celebrate their last season of minor hockey by lifting the Hockey New Brunswick banner. And we'd like to thank currently 300 watching live, the most we've ever had. And that marks the end of the tournament. This has been an MST stream, an MSC tournament rather, streaming all games at the Hockey New Brunswick U18C Provincials. I'm Breen Delane, signing off from the K Arena in Louisville.